All right, time now for us to bring Mr. Sunil Gavaskar into the show. Mr. Gavaskar, thanks so much again for joining us here on NDTV. The smile on your face, sir, really tells the story as far as Indian cricket fans are concerned. Now, of course, we will be talking about Superman Chahal, even though he doesn't have the muscles to show for it. But one thing is very clear, sir, before we talk about Chahal, Yuvraj Singh is a very strong man. He lifted Chahal clean off his feet today during the match. But as far as Chahal is concerned, you know, he took 6 wickets for 25. And he wears a number 6 shirt, coincidentally. Even if number 6 wasn't his lucky number before this, maybe it will be now. What do you think?
Yes, I think so. I think he should stick to that number because it's given him 6 international wickets. There's a big difference between taking wickets in the IPL because that's just franchise cricket, club cricket. And although it's very hard, very competitive, it's nothing like playing for your country and taking wickets or scoring runs over there. So well done to the young man, particularly because he kept his chin up despite being hit for a 6 of the first ball that he bowled. And just like the Indians had decided to take on Moeen Ali, I think the Englishmen perhaps had decided to get after Yuzvendra Chahal and don't allow him to settle down. But he kept it going and it was really special. Don't forget Amit Mishra at the other end either, yes, because he bowled brilliantly too. And he might not have the figures to show for it, but 4 overs for just 21 runs and a crucial wicket just tells you how well he bowled.
Absolutely. We'll also talk about Mishra in greater detail in just a bit, sir. But for now, if we have to continue with Chahal. Now, one thing is very clear that this youngster is growing in confidence very, very quickly. And a lot of credit for that perhaps has to go to the seniors in the team, the likes of Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni. Virat, of course, has played with him in RCB as well, uses him in the power play overs, both in the IPL and now in international cricket as well. And Chahal seems to be feeding off that faith that the seniors are putting in him.
Oh, totally. I think this is so important that the seniors, put a hand around the shoulders of the younger guys making their debut and guide them, and that's what's been happening for a long time. I mean, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni took over as captain, he had the seniors like Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, Virendra Sehwag in the team, and they made life easy for him. And I think since then, I think you've seen, whenever a newcomer comes into the Indian team, he's made to feel comfortable by the seniors. He's given the encouragement. He's also given, the freedom to express himself.
All right, Mr. Gavaskar, going back, sir, to the point that you were making about Amit Mishra. Now, very crucially, Chahal, after the match, when he walked away with both the Man of the Match and the Man of the Series awards, said that he was noticing and observing the way that Mishra was bowling and the variations that his senior in the team was bowling, and that gave him a lot of confidence. In that context, you would say that Amit Mishra also played a big role, not just his figures, 1 for 23, which are exceptional in T20 cricket, but also what the effect that he has on youngsters like Chahal.
Yes, again, I think that just re-emphasizes the point that I was making about how the seniors in the team look after the youngsters. Now, you could argue that Mishra and Chahal for maybe the 50 overs and the Test match squads, they'll be competing against each other. But that doesn't mean that they will not help each other. And clearly, the fact that both of them also play for the same state, Haryana, is a big plus. You can always exchange notes. There's something about leg spinners, be it from the same team, be it from the opposition, they get together and exchange ideas, exchange notes, just like wicket keepers do. Wicket keepers from opposition teams just get together, talk about their trade, about their wicket keeping. I think leg spinners do that much more than, say, batsmen do. So I'm not surprised that Chahal has had a tip or two from Amit Mishra.
Right. Also, Mr. Gavaskar, we keep talking about the fact as to how this particular Indian setup across formats really is a great mix of both experience and youth. Would you say the performance that the team put up in the third T20 further emphasizes at that point the performances that we've seen from the likes of veterans like MS Dhoni and Suresh Raina, and also youngsters like Chahal and Bumrah? It further emphasizes that point, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it's a magnificent mix of youth and experience. I think that's the way forward always. Sometimes you can stumble across for a while with just youth, but if there's experience to guide you, the precocious talent that the youth have can be guided, in the right direction, and so the youth can fulfill their potential. And I think that's what's happening. And I think we have to give credit to the selection committee.
Yes.
A lot of times, we criticize the selection committee, but the selection committee, the way they have picked this side, look, for example, when Yuvraj and Mahendra Singh Dhoni were picked for the limited over side, people were saying Yuvraj, people were saying Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but the selection committee knew that they still had a lot of fire in their bellies, and their presence in the dressing room will help some of the budding youngsters in the team, and that's exactly what's happening.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought up MS Dhoni, Mr. Gavaskar. It's really good to see him playing some free-flowing cricket, really expressing himself with the bat, playing some of the trademark Mahi shots that's made him MSD for all cricket lovers. It's really hard to imagine, isn't it, that it's his maiden T20 50, even though he, of course, comes way down the order and he started pushing himself up the order only recently. But it's still hard to imagine that a man who's had such a big impact on Indian cricket, this was his first T20 50.
Well, I don't think he got too many overs to play in his earlier innings. This time around, he went in at number 4. 2 wickets had fallen quickly. Kohli had fallen, and then Rahul had also fallen in the 7th over. So he got those 10-12 overs, whereas earlier on he was probably getting 10-12 deliveries to try and get as many as one could. It was so good to see him get that half century, because for a long time now we're not going to see him in India colours in India.
Yes.
Because after this, there are only test matches. There's a test against Bangla, and there are 4 test matches against Australia. So it's only in maybe September, October next year that we will see MSD in India colours in India.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, from one senior in MS Dhoni to another in Suresh Raina. This was his first T20 50, incredibly, since 2010. Now, I remember when he didn't make the cut for the ODI squad against England, a lot of people asked just how much cricket does Suresh Raina have left in him. Do you think this particular knock of his has silenced some of those critics?
It's not only silenced the critics, I think it has given him belief in himself to try and get back into the 50 over side. Okay, he got clubbed around a bit with his bowling, but he's such a wholehearted cricketer that any captain would love to have him in his team. And so it's not just the T20 format. I think with this, he's given himself the confidence that, look, I need to work harder and get back in the India 50 over side. So don't be surprised if he gets into the India one day side as well.